pop star Taylor Swift and politicians such as US President Joe Biden.
It's important that you save your vote for the November election.
UK Labour leader Keir Starmer
I'm sick of it.
and London's Mayor Sadiq Khan have all found themselves victims of deepfakes in recent months.
I control the Met Police. They will do as the Mayor of London tells them and obey orders.
Whether it's fake explicit images or audio recordings of conversations that haven't ever happened, dodgy deepfakes created using readily available AI-powered tools have spread like wildfire across social media, sowing seeds of mistrust and blurring the lines between reality and often malicious fiction. But in this confused and confusing landscape, what happens when politicians use deepfake technology themselves? To find out, we need to take a trip from the Big Smoke to the Big Apple. Attention's focused here in Lower Manhattan, New York City Hall. It's become almost commonplace for bad actors to deepfake politicians, but it's unusual for politicians to deepfake themselves. That's something that the Mayor of New York has actually done. Towards the end of last year, Mayor of New York, Eric Adams, revealed in a press conference that he'd used deep-fake technology to make a series of automated or robocalls to NYC residents. In these calls, which mainly promoted the hiring of venues owned by the city, the mayor was able to speak a variety of languages, including Mandarin, Cantonese and Spanish, using deepfake tech. These actions have raised more than a few eyebrows in certain quarters. To find out more, I needed to leave Manhattan and head to Brooklyn. It's here I caught up with civil rights and privacy campaigner Albert Fox Khan. He believes the mayor's use of AI sets a dangerous precedent.
And to me, it's really just this alarming wake-up call about the potential for abuse of these deepfake technologies. When you normalize the use of this sort of deepfake technology, when you use it to convey authentic government announcements, then you're basically educating the public that deepfakes are reliable, that you should trust what you hear in a deepfake. There's huge potential to use deepfakes to really undermine trust in government and trust in our institutions.
The mayor's office declined our request for an interview, but Eric Adams has publicly stated New York City will be doing more stuff with AI and will use it and not abuse it. Political use of this technology is on the rise around the world. Henry Ida is an authority on deepfakes and AI.
This isn't just a Western phenomenon, this is really global. And one that really springs to mind happened in India, where a BJP candidate, that's the ruling party, used a similar technology to essentially speak different regional dialects that he couldn't actually speak. And in this example, it wasn't disclosed clearly to the audience that this was AI generated. And when it emerged that it was, the actual BJP party disowned this use and kind of decried it as something that they didn't want. And then more recently in Indonesian elections that happened earlier this year, we saw an avatar of a synthetically resurrected, deceased previous leader coming back to endorse one of the candidates.
Presiden Indonesia.
But in the Argentinian elections late last year, we saw both candidates using AI-generated images to depict the opponents as weak, but also to embolden themselves, making them look like heroes or strong men. My concern, I guess, is that if we do start to see politicians really embracing this and this becoming a much more high-volume form of political communication, it will lead to increasing distrust in media of politicians more broadly.
There's an estimated 2 billion people voting in elections across the globe this year. The stakes have never been higher when it comes to determining political fact from fake.
That was Mark. Well, at least it sounded like him. Anyway, we started the show at the Mobile World Congress, so let's finish with another face-off with a phone.
I'm about to do something very cool with my eyes.
Yeah, I've just turned on a car by looking at an icon on a phone. If the sensor at the top detects that your eyes have fixed on a particular part of the screen for 1.8 seconds, it treats it like a click. This phone, the Honor Magic 6 Pro, has been using this gaze control to allow users in China to look at incoming notifications and open the messages. This expanded proof of concept demo gives me a wider choice of actions. Basically, controlling a car.
I mean, it's all very Knight Rider, isn't it, really?
Just to be clear here, this is not a demo of eye-controlled driving, but it is a signal that your devices might soon know what you want to do without you even touching them.
We're at a period in time where the interaction with devices is arguably at the cusp of changing. This could be transformational in the way in which we engage with devices in future.
There's been a bit of a buzz around eye control recently, mainly thanks to the Apple Vision Pro headset. You don't use controllers with it, you just make a gesture with your fingers while looking at the thing you want to select. And it's got people wondering whether looking is the new pointing.
So it could be that you look at a landmark and then you get some information in your line of sight as to what that could be. It could be that you look at an appliance and perhaps that could have something happening as a result of your gaze. So it's almost limited by your imagination, and I think what a lot of the companies working on this are hoping is that they will create the tool set for people to be able to do this, and then very bright application developers will go off and innovate in all sorts of directions.
Is it hard to do this?
Doing this on a smartphone is arguably much harder than doing it on something like Apple's Vision Pro. You have a ski mask on your face, 6 cameras pointing at your iris, and it can very, very accurately pinpoint what you're looking at. On a smartphone, you're having to use a sensor on the front of the device in an open environment and actually assess what someone's looking at and then invoke some kind of action as a result of that. That's a complex task.
One thing I've noticed while using this is my eyes don't stick on one exact part of the screen for any particular length of time. They kind of dart about a bit. So the challenge for any designer of an eye control system is they really have to know what bit you do want to activate and not accidentally delete your emails just because your eye goes a bit funny.
But being able to work out where your eyes are pointing is just one consequence of something that's only happened in the last year. The arrival of real AI on your phone. Now, I'm not talking about the AI that you've probably been using recently, like those conversations you've been having with that large language model or those weird pictures you've been creating. See, that's not your phone doing the work. It's only been showing you the results from huge AI data centers in the cloud. But now there's a new type of processor which is being put into phones and which is bringing true AI onto your device. It's called an NPU, a neural processing unit, and it's tailor-made to handle the complex calculations performed by neural networks.
This is going to make all sorts of things possible because the phone can be using that intelligence all the time to almost be predictive, where you'll look at the phone and you'll interact with the phone and it will almost know what you want to do before you even want to do it. And this is also making other capabilities like real-time translation possible. It's making the processing of images to fill in gaps in an image, if you rotate it, for example, possible on device very, very quickly. One additional benefit for consumers, however, is the fact that if all of that computation is done on the device, there are some good privacy benefits because it means your data isn't leaving the device and going up into the cloud where you relinquish control of it.
So I think we can expect to see more phones doing more intelligent things in the months to come as manufacturers experiment with new AI capabilities on their devices. Interfaces are changing, AI is evolving. But most importantly right now, I need to park the car.
And that's all we've got time for.
Yeah, thanks for watching and we will see you soon.
Bye.